You're listening to Supervision with a Vision, where we discuss all things supervision. I'm your host, Sarah, professional counselor, marriage and family therapist, play therapist, eating disorder specialist, and cookie lover, with my co-host, Heather, marriage and family therapist, certified Together in Texas counselor, a Texas transplant from California, and outdoor adventurer. Hi, welcome to Supervision with a Vision. Today, Heather and I are talking about how to overcome common leadership challenges, an article published in Psychology Today 2026. Heather, so we're talking about leadership challenges, and the first point that the article makes is that leaders are often overworked. So seeing yourself as both a counselor and a supervisor, how do you think this happens?
I think it's easy to take more on your plate than you think. Like something seems simple or something seems like doable. Oh yeah, I can take one more supervisee or one more client. Oh, that'll fit in this spot. Oh, I'm pretty sure someone's almost done, and you tell yourself a story.
I mean, for me, the way that this happens over and over again is I think that what I'm committing to is reasonable, and then I'm thrown an extra curveball.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
And I maybe should just anticipate curveballs, but maybe I'm starting to work with a kid client who's leaving treatment, like a higher level of care.
Sure.
And I start working with them and then realize, oh, you left treatment too soon.
Right.
You're not quite
more,
ready.
Yeah,
right. So you're gonna necessitate more attention, more time.
Right.
And if enough of those happen, then I'm overworked.
Right. And it can happen quickly without any you may not realize what's happening until you're already in it.
Right. I also think it happens. So same scenario with supervision, that I take on a new supervisor and I think, here we go. You finished school, you're prepared, you've done all the things that everybody else has done. And then I realize, oh, there's some reason that you're going to require a little more attention.
Right.
Maybe they're not confident yet.
Sure.
Maybe they're overconfident.
Yeah.
Maybe their setting is just a difficult setting.
Sure.
That all those things might create extra challenges. Even, this sounds like not that big of a deal, but if it becomes kind of routine, I think it's a problem, or becomes an extra challenge. What if they've just got kind of a tricky schedule? It feels like every week you're like, are we meeting now? Or are you going to find
tomorrow?
Another day? Right. You didn't text me back and reschedule. When are we meeting? That little bit of extra effort or work, if you multiply it across a couple of different either clients or supervisees, then I'm overworked.
Right. And then you're working harder at something than your supervisee or your client. I mean, that really brings on the case of like you feeling like you have to carry it all.
Right. Okay. What about maybe the expectation of a supervisee?
Oh, yeah.
That the supervision they've already received either at school or with a different supervisee is different than what you would typically do or what you would expect. And so then again, you're holding their hand more, you're doing a lot more supporting.
Yeah.
Maybe they're a little perfectionistic, and so they're calling you or asking you a lot and taking up more time. I think all those things can happen as a supervisor.
In that same vein, I had an experience, it's probably been 10 years ago, that someone was coming to me because they had moved from South Texas to North Texas, and so they needed a supervisor closer. And what they had done, not only in supervision, but also how they handled like counting certain hours. Like certain, which was fine. I wasn't going back and looking at what that supervisor had signed for. But now you're with me and I'm not okay with that. Right? Moving forward, we have to do it this way because this is how I interpret what the rules are and that required a lot of extra effort just on like follow up and making sure notes reflected that and making sure it was a lot of extra work.
I said maybe I should start anticipating that's going to happen sometimes. Do you think that's true, that after all the years that we've spent either counseling or supervising, not that we can always know when something's going to come up, but maybe we plan for more wiggle room now than we did in the beginning?
I would agree. Yeah. And a long time ago, I think if you called, and at that time, I think it was like leaving a voicemail to get a hold of me for a session or to be a supervisor. Yep, sure, come in. Yep. all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And now I'm much more like scheduling is probably one of the first things I look at.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you wanted Saturday appointments? Nope, I don't have those. Like
Mm-hmm.
that's and really kind of setting that boundary because I've learned. If
Yeah.
not, I would have felt like, oh, I already took this client and they wanted Saturday, so I have to do it.
Yeah. Or the way that I catch myself or recently have found that I've needed to stop, slow down and think about this is if I keep saying yes, there's going to be some kind of goofy scheduling
Oh,
conflict
sure.
that I can't, if like, oh, I kind of told two people that I could
Hmm.
see them in the afternoon and I don't have another afternoon
Right,
spot.
right.
Or very recently, um, I caught myself that realizing I don't have a whole lot of room for extra clients, but I was thinking I did, but then realized, oh, my Wednesday morning, if I have a free Wednesday morning, I am going to the eye doctor.
Right. Those are the times you're
Or,
taking care
right,
of you.
like running to the dentist
Right.
or picking up dry cleaning. That, oh, if I schedule myself during that time,
You're not
those
going to have
those
time.
little things back up. And I
Hmm.
realize, yikes, I haven't picked up the mail in
Right.
2 weeks.
Hmm.
Or where's that sweater? Oh, it's
Still,
still at the dry
right.
cleaners.
Right.
Um, so I think I have to slow myself down and realize that yes, I technically have another time where I could
Hmm.
see someone, but it's used for something. That
Right.
time is being used to answer phone calls or
Right.
something like that. Okay, the second point in the article is that leaders often face a challenge when they are trying to avoid picking bad apples.
Mm. Yeah.
So what does that mean for a counselor or a supervisor?
I think making sure it's a good fit, right? Like some counselors do just like a face-to-face meet and greet. I don't do that. Some counselors do a phone call that says, "Oh, what are you
Mm-hmm.
looking for?" Some counselors
Mm-hmm.
use email or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But I think kind of tuning into, I do a better job now than I did probably a long time ago about, oh, you're wanting this kind of therapy or like
Mm-hmm.
even if it's not a certain kind of therapy, like personality wise, I'll just be able to see that we're not a good fit.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think that's something that I never really picked up on before.
I think as you're saying that, and I'm thinking that I have some new clients, I have some new supervisees, and I have a new group of students that I'm thinking about. When you're first starting out, someone is helping you do those things.
Right.
Right? Someone
Yes.
and that you might not know that they're helping you avoid bad
Right.
apples. But in the very beginning, someone is doing that for you.
Mm-hmm.
Then wouldn't it, I mean, now this is right now making me rethink how I'm doing. I'm going to do this in supervision. That I think I'm going to spell that out and be really overt when I'm
Yes.
helping someone
Right.
avoid bad apples,
Mm-hmm.
and explain to them why
Right.
you want to avoid bad apples. But I love your definition of bad apple because it doesn't mean that it's the wrong supervisee or client for everyone.
Sure.
It might just be the wrong client or supervisee for you, or even just for that situation.
Sure.
We were talking about being overworked. That if I know right now of all the people I'm seeing, I have like six that are maybe more intense.
Mm-hmm.
That if I'm ready to take on a new person, maybe on purpose, I need to know it can't be another intense
Right.
situation.
Correct.
So that doesn't mean that like down the road I might not be
Right.
ready for someone else that involves more work, but right now
Sure.
is not a good time
Right.
for that.
And being able to look at your total caseload, including supervision,
Mm-hmm.
and go, "Well, how does this all fit together? Like,
Yeah,
what's the total package look
right.
like?" Because, like you were saying, yeah, not giving up a Wednesday morning when you're used to having that for you, but then maybe also not stacking harder clients together and
Yeah,
leaving space for
yeah,
like, oh, I could see another client that was something that's not what I'm dealing with these other two
yeah.
that could go in
So
between.
the way this is helping me to rethink this and the way that you and I are talking about it is that avoiding bad apples is a counseling skill.
Oh, I like that.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
That in the beginning, someone is helping us do
Sure.
that. And so nurturing us as young counselors to be able to do that. But eventually, over time, that's a skill that we're learning
Right.
based on your schedule, based on your
Hmm.
emotional,
Yeah,
like
availability. Yeah.
space at the
Right.
time. But also things like you're saying, like maybe I've discovered I don't love doing couples counseling, but I know that you do.
Hmm. Right.
then I don't need to be a couples counselor. There are
Right.
other people that do that.
Right.
But that's something that we're building over time, a skill that we're
Yes.
building over time,
Yes.
that we can be nurturing in our
Right.
supervisees.
Have you ever given a bad apple to somebody else? Maybe it's a bad apple for you, but not for them.
Um, I feel like that happens more often to me than I'm doing to
Like,
somebody else.
like you end
Yeah,
up
I
on your
can
plate.
think of a handful of times where someone has called me and said, "I'm working with this family that needs you."
Right.
And because and what that means is they've already worked with someone else and it's
Right.
not happening. I think I more often, at least at this point, identify, and I'm not perfect at all.
Right.
But I'll identify a bad apple for me
Mm-hmm.
early on and then refer out really quickly.
Yes. Yes. I try to
Um,
do that too right away so that there's not too much
yeah.
like,
One example, I mean, because I do feel like I've got a lot of people who have left a higher level of care and maybe just a tiny bit too soon. Right now, I have a
mm-hmm.
lot of those kinds of clients that sometime in the last month, I had someone called like 4 times in a day
Oh.
and left several emails
Mm-hmm.
and had maybe like their family doctor also call me all in the same
Okay.
day.
Okay.
And I thought by the time I finally had time to listen to all the voicemails and
Mm-hmm.
emails and respond to everybody that had left me messages that day, I thought, this person is not my person right
Right.
now.
Right now I don't have space for that.
Right. And so right away, when I
Mm-hmm.
responded to them, I just said, right now I'm not able to see anybody new
Mm-hmm.
who, if you could let me know what you're looking for, I might be able to make some good referrals. That's my version of
Yes.
right away identifying somebody that's just not going to be a good fit with me, at
Right.
least for the moment.
Right.
Um, but I think that's challenging. I can think of a supervisee I had, um, and even just recently, I was at a networking meeting and someone said something really similar that they're kind of a newer counselor
Mm-hmm.
and that I can't remember what this person recently said, but let's say like 70% of their clients come and see them 1 or 2 times and then disappear.
Oh, wow.
And I went, that's a
Oh,
lot.
that's a lot.
These people have not learned how to pick
Right. Right. They
bad
don't know
apple. They
yet.
don't know
Yeah.
what the bad apples
Right.
are yet. If they're just saying yes to everybody,
Mm-hmm.
or if they're taking on things that maybe they're not ready for or confident
Yeah.
with, that they've not yet learned
How to,
what the bad apples are
it's
for
true.
them.
It's very true.
Okay. Heather, the final point in our article today is that leaders often don't have or make enough time for enough recovery time or
Sure.
or at
Or
all.
even do it at all.
Yeah.
Right. I think I'm better at that now than I was even last year. I think that
Mm-hmm.
every year I kind of grow in that space because I realize I'm better at what I do when I do take time for me.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's a skill. Like it's a
Mm-hmm.
skill you have to learn and you
Mm-hmm.
have to be intentional or it will not happen. For me, it will not happen.
Mm-hmm. I'm not good at this. Maybe this is how I'm feeling today, but I was about to say I am garbage at this. Um, and I feel like when I'm trying to do this or get better at it, it's like I'm playing whack-a-mole. It's like a
Yeah.
moving target
Yeah.
that I don't give myself enough time, and then I get better at that, and I'm giving myself enough time, but am I giving myself quality recovery
Right.
time?
That can be a tricky slope. Yeah.
Or am I giving myself, I think I'm pretty good at little tiny micro recovery times,
Mm-hmm.
meaning like if I'm in the car driving to the office, I think I need to chill out
Right.
and I will turn everything off.
Right.
I will turn the radio off.
Mm-hmm.
I will not answer
The phone call.
phone
Right.
calls or text, nothing. I am turned off for
Mm-hmm.
like the 15 minutes. But 15 minutes isn't very long.
Right. And I don't know if this happens to you, but sometimes when I'm trying to do that, other thoughts will float by. And then
Yep.
all of a sudden, I'm like engaged in something that was not my intention just because it popped into my head.
Mm-hmm. I don't know if we didn't talk about this, or I didn't ask you before we started, but yesterday in where we live, there was a lot of cell phone
Oh, outages.
interference.
Yes.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
for about 2 hours, I
Right.
could not use my cell phone, and in that 2 hours was right when I was going to eat lunch,
Mm-hmm.
and
And so you're like, oh.
right. Well, my plan was I really need to make this one phone call, but then after that, I am going to spend my time relaxing and
Mm-hmm.
eating my lunch, and maybe I'll even take my lunch to a park and sit outside for a little
Right.
bit.
You were seeking recovery time.
I fussed with my stupid phone for a full hour and did not
Right.
relax one single bit. And by the time I was like, the phone call is not going to happen, I literally had like 5 or 7 minutes
Eat lunch and then, yeah.
yeah, gobble up my lunch, go to the bathroom, get water, and be
Mm-hmm.
ready for the next client I was seeing.
So,
So yeah, sometimes your well thought out planned recovery time just gets eaten up with something else.
mhm.
I also think in my best laid plans, when I'm not very good at this, my recovery time isn't very good quality.
Mhm.
It's like watching stupid junk on TV
Right. You're
or
not, which can be okay sometimes if
Mhm,
you just
sure.
need a quick little like distraction.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're not ending that recovery time feeling like kind of re-energized or like
Mm-hmm.
set for whether it's the afternoon or the next day.
Mm-hmm. I mean, people that spend much time with me would say that I probably do this all the time. That I think I'm squeezing in recovery time and a to do.
Right.
I actually did this morning. That on the way here, I thought I'm going to leisurely go get coffee. And I'm going to go to Target and get face wash and
Right.
this and
Things I
this
need.
and
Right.
this at Target. No, I totally got wrapped up
Hmm.
looking for coloring books for the office at Target,
Right. It happens.
which was
It's not recovery
did
time.
not feel like recovery time.
You did get a task done though.
No, I was
Oh
going to
no.
say, do you know that it's actually really hard to find just a decent coloring book?
Really?
All of them have stickers,
Oh yeah.
or now there's a ton of, I mean, I thought I knew what an activity book was, but now activity books are like full color pages where you just put stickers on it.
Oh. Okay.
Um,
That's sad.
but maybe I'm a coloring book connoisseur and
Right.
I've gotten too picky or something.
Right. You're gonna have to
But
go online.
I did actually. I thought that would save me a trip, and I tried to buy some off of Amazon, and I
Same
couldn't
problem.
figure it out. Yeah,
Mm.
I want obviously blank pages. I don't
Right.
care about stickers, but you want a picture that's like not detailed,
Right. So
so
that
that
has
it's a
space.
good
Yes.
for coloring.
Uh-huh.
Couldn't find any. So now I have to go. But on my nice leisurely recovery time this
Was
morning
not.
would just
Right.
take, yeah. So I know that those are the ways that I need to get better, that
Mm-hmm.
both giving myself more time and not trying to squeeze it in
Mm-hmm.
just a few minutes, and also really actually,
Right. Do it.
yeah, like not trying to squeeze in something else or not doing whatever.
As you're saying that, I'm realizing something that happened this week is that somebody wanted to change their appointment and I did have a time spot available, but that just meant I wasn't getting a lunch break.
Hmm.
But like I justified in my brain that that was okay that I didn't take a lunch break that day because then the next day when their appointment would have been, I'm actually done with work earlier. Like I'm like
Yeah,
bargaining with myself.
yeah,
But
yeah.
I'm going to get off early on that day.
Hmm.
And then like as I'm like doing the whole set, I'm like, well, then that's why I'm overworked because you know what will happen is that
Hmm.
something will come up for tomorrow afternoon. And unless I'm like, no, I'm not doing anything, I will end
Hmm.
up fitting in something that's
Hmm.
not
Yeah, I
recovery
do
time.
that too. I think, I mean, related to overcommitting or overworking myself, that I might make an exception one time and think, well, this is just like one weird one-off
Right.
that
Just a one off. Yeah.
I'm willing to squeeze somebody in when otherwise it would have been nice to have a break, or that would have when I ate lunch or
Hmm.
something like that. And then it becomes routine, or then it
Oh
becomes
yeah, they need
reasonable to do that
it.
all the
Yeah,
time.
it happens.
Yeah.
And even if you do it for one client and it is a one off, if you do it another time for a different client and another like you start getting the pattern of just doing that,
Mm-hmm.
it just eats up that space.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Absolutely. So Heather and I would love to hear about some of the common challenges you face as a leader and supervisor and counselor. And as always, we would love to hear any suggestions you have for future episodes. Thanks today for listening to Supervision with a Vision. You've been listening to Supervision with a Vision. Head on over to iTunes to subscribe, rate, and leave a review. Be sure to check us out on Facebook and Instagram at Therapy Academy to join the conversation and get show notes. We'll be back next week with more Supervision with a Vision.